but it was there and pretty strong. I don't know. You're right. I don't know if it has value or it doesn't or whatever. That's why I said it's quite.
Okay.
But I can't blow it off as a joke too much. Does that make sense?
Well, I think it's serious. I think it's, I mean, you could do the same thing with Jim Jones. You could say, well, they had faith in what he was doing. I mean, faith has to be based on something. It's got to be based on the Bible. And he certainly took it away from Scripture. And he took it to another place, yes.
But every time somebody followed a man, it wasn't God, it wasn't good.
Well, that's true, yeah. And I'm not asking you to follow me. I'm asking you to follow Pastor Blitz. You know, no, it's the Feast of Trumpets. These were things. Now remember, we don't know the day because we're not sure of the year. We don't know what year it's going to be. We're not sure of the hour because we don't know when that moon is going to be seen and those trumpets are going to be blown. But Scripture does say that we know the what?
Season.
The season. And the season is talking about the feasts.
Amen.
The feasts were done in specific seasons. And Scripture says you'll know the season. You won't know the day or the hour because we don't know the year. And we don't know what time that moon is going to be seen by the priests. But I'm saying we know the season. And the season, I think, is the Feast of Trumpets. And it's coming up September 30th. So get your hearts ready. All right? So have oil. You got to be like the virgins with oil.
That's
In other
right.
words, you got to have the
Absolutely
Spirit
right.
within you. You got to be ready for this thing.
Right.
All right?
At the beauty shop last Friday when I went there, they were all,
And they did such a good job.
they were all laughing and stuff, you know.
Oh, they were laughing, yeah?
Yeah, several of this. I know the one little girl is a Buddhist, I know that. But the other one's Catholic and a Vietnamese. And so anyway, and so then the owner of the place asked me, she says, do you believe that, you know, what he said? And I says, no, I don't believe that we can know the day and the hour that he's coming, but he is coming soon.
Yeah.
Jesus is coming soon.
And how did you respond?
So, you know, it gives you opportunity to speak to people.
It wasn't it fascinating because on all the news shows, this is I mean you got Bill Handel's talking about it. You got John and Ken talking about it, and they're saying words that they've never heard. Because John and Ken, you know, whichever one of them says tribulation. I don't even, what does that mean? Tribulation. I never heard this word before. What's tribulation? You know, and all this stuff is being talked about on the show. And of course, they're making. Here's the point, and that is, at the end days, what everybody's going to be saying is, oh, good grief, where's the promise of his coming? It's not good. It's where's the promise? Don't give me another date. Where's the promise of his coming? So that's what we're talking about. But people set dates, and they're wrong. Look at this. Are you ready for the rapture? Jesus is coming, October 20th, 1992. But be worried, all right? I laugh at this. They had it wrong because it's September 20th, 2011. That's what they maybe. All right. So back to the book of Malachi. You know, it's so funny. I try so hard to get all my stuff working. Karen, you heard me playing Malachi last night on my deal. It doesn't work here. It doesn't work here. So there was this guy who was reading Malachi, and so I was going to go through it. And so I guess I'll just read it. I couldn't get it to work.
Can I borrow your phone to turn the hotspot on?
Oh, sure. So anyway, we're just going to go through the book of Malachi and just read it through. Thank you so much, by the way, for Oscar for taking over last time we were here. Good job. Okay. How far did you get? I mean, what kind of verses did we deal with?
Chapter 1.
Just chapter 1. All right. If you don't mind, I'm just going to read it again. We're just going to read through Malachi right now, and then we'll move on from there. I'm just sorry you can't listen to it the way I was in the car all week. I was listening to it in the car. I was listening to it at home, and I come here, and it's like this room is shielded with lead or something. It's just I can't wait to get to another place.
So do you think we could get it?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. But it would take time. I probably could do it right now. It'd take me 10 minutes, and then.
Okay.
Let's just read the book of Malachi. I'm just going to read the book of Malachi and just show you some pictures, and then I want to do something else. This shouldn't take but 12 minutes to read the book of Malachi, and then just this program that I was using is by Faith Comes by Hearing, that organization.
Oh, yeah, I have one.
Faith Comes by. You have it on your phone?
No, I have it on my computer.
On your computer. But it's a neat little app, and so you can just, if you want to listen to a chapter of the Bible, you just shift it, and then it's playing the chapter. You know, it's a great little app. Anyway, Book of Malachi. So let's just see what we need to do. Oh, by the way, we're talking about all this period of time. Adam, we got the flood. Oh, 2,350 BC. That's what it was. 2,350 BC was the flood. Abraham comes on the scene here in 2000 BC. We know that Noah lived 350 years because the flood came when he was 600 years old, and he lived 350 years after the flood. He lived to 950. Methuselah only preceded him by 19 years, and Methuselah died right here, right? The year of the flood. That's when Methuselah died. Not in the flood, but in the year he died was the flood. Then we got Abraham. Then we got David. Then we have the beginning of the church age with Christ, and this really is what we're in between now. We're in between Pentecost and in the rapture, which I think is going to occur on the Feast of Trumpets in whatever year. All right, so that's our big picture of where we are. Well, here it was. 2011, 2012 dates. Feast of Trumpets on September 30th, 2011. So that's the day to look for. That's for this year. Anyway, let me just move on here. We're talking about Malachi here in this period of time. And we can see where this period of time is for Malachi. This period of time right here is the time that ends between here and when Jesus arrives. There's about 400 years. And so those 400 years is right here. It's about 432 to 417. This is when Malachi is having his ministry. All right. So as far as the time period goes, about 400 years before Christ comes. Before Christ comes. Malachi chapter 1. Wow, that doesn't read very well, does it? That was the background wasn't as dark on mine. No, it's no need. Okay, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. It says, I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord, yet I loved Jacob. And I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. So when we're talking about the land of Jacob and Esau, we're talking about that particular area, all right? We know that Jacob is the one that stole the blessing. There's is that Rachel? Kind of being on a lookout, making sure Esau is not around. Is that Rachel or Rebecca? It's Rebecca. Sorry about that. So there's Rebecca making sure Esau is not coming while Jacob tricks Dad, gets the blessing. And yet it says, Jacob I have loved and Esau have hated. All right, and so what we have is a time period here I laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. The dragons of the wilderness. And whatever that means, we just know that area where Edom is, that's Esau's area. It's not an area you want to buy property in. All right? Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them in the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. And your eyes shall see, and ye shall see the Lord, that the Lord will be magnified from the border of Israel. A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. And if then I be a father, where is my honor? And if I be a master, where is my fear, saith the Lord of hosts unto you? O priests that despise my name. Son honoreth his father. O priests that despise my name. Now listen, folks. When I see the word priests, I don't just think of people who are in leadership in church. And the reason is why? We're all priests. We're all priests. You got it. My gosh, we're all priests. And so when I see this particular passage of Scripture and it's talking about the priests, I'm going, all right, Malachi, it's talking about us too.